Good morning, everyone. Sitting in traffic. Well, it's starting to move now. Starting to move now. But I just wanted to come in and do a quick live to let you guys know that I met some more um, leukemia fighters, or shall I say leukemia survivors? Yes, I shall. But I met some people yesterday that had actually gone through the bone marrow transplant, and I met their caregivers in the waiting area. And it was so funny because we just started talking to one of the caregivers. Well, she started like talking to us. I don't know how it started, but anyway, I just thought they were so nice. And she was just saying how her husband was in the hospital for about 4 days after his transplant, and how he did go through his, tired days, his feeling weak days, and, being sick to the stomach and stuff like that. But she just made me feel a little bit more at ease about the whole transplant situation, because she was saying, like, it's kind of like a heal. Good morning, Jared Talks. How are you? I was just saying that, good, you're wonderful, good, I am too. I just really wanted to get on here and share. Good morning, boss lady Denise. I'm able to come in a little bit now, so I saw you in Wellness with Frugal Mama's chat this morning. I'm only able to come in a little bit, so I try to be very cautious. YouTube sent me a list of things that I could try doing to help my situation. So one of the things they told me to stop doing is using a lot of emojis. So I've been trying not to use a lot of emojis, and I've been trying to really, really comment, which is hard to do when you're trying to support a lot of people. But I'm going to stick to it because they said that may help the computers to determine if I'm a bot or not. So that was one of the things with trying to help with me being able to comment. But y'all, I want to say 2 people that were caregivers for their spouses who have already gone through the transplant. And I feel so much better about it now. I was so nervous about having to go through a transplant. I was nervous about being vulnerable and like releasing my independence. I hate having to depend on other people to care for me, because I'm more of the type of person where if I'm hungry, I get up and fix me something to eat. If something needs to be done, if something needs to be clean, hey, Wellness with Frugal Mama, I was able to come in with you a little bit today. I was able to come in a little bit, and then when I went down to say something else, it wouldn't let me do it, but I was able to come in a little bit. But so I'm happy about that. I'm not going to complain. Boy, I'm not going to complain. But these people were so nice to me, and they were so willing to share their experiences with me. And then when the husband came out, he looked great. He had his transplant months ago, and he looked good. And he was even saying that some of the things that he used to do, he was able to start slowly but surely doing it. But it was just scary knowing that the word transplant, even though it's like a bone marrow transplant, so it's a little different, but just the word transplant and knowing that my cancer is in the blood system, like in the bone marrow, it's sometimes I try to push my way through it and try to be positive, but sometimes you have your dark moments where you're like, what if this don't go good, or what if something happens? And then you have to pull yourself out of that, like, I'm going to get through this. And seeing people who have been through it made me feel so much better yesterday. The wife that had been going through it with her husband, she was telling me that, He had his moments where he felt weak, but it was just a moment. And I think that's the key thing, what she said that really touched me. It's just a moment. When she said that, it's like it all came together. It all clicked. And then the husband that was in there that had been caring for his wife, he was giving my mom words of encouragement and letting her know, like, you're doing what a mom would do, is care for your child no matter what. And it's just the situation is a little different. So you have to make sure you take out time for yourself. Those were the words that he gave my mom. Hey, Ava. Hey, Alex. So he was explaining to my mom that as a caregiver, you can't lose yourself in trying to care for the other person, but you do want to give your best because you do love that person. Hey! So I just wanted to share that with you guys because I was really starting to feel some type of way because time is winding up. I get my transplant this month. So once October hit, I know y'all probably noticed, like, wait a minute, she's not uploading as much as she was in September. September was Blood Cancer Awareness Month. So I was trying to upload something every day, even if it was just a quick dance video or something. But I really wanted to just get it out there that, yes, I have AML, and yes, I'm pushing my way through this. And I wanted to raise awareness on the fact that, you know, people are not being heard when they voice their grievances with their health. You know, you have people going in and telling their doctor, like, hey, I've been tired a lot, or I've been bruising up a lot, and the doctors are dismissing them. So we really need to raise awareness about speaking up for yourself, being your own advocate, and being persistent in telling people that you need a blood test, because they would not have known this about me if I would have just kept quiet. I had to tell my endocrinologist, my thyroid doctor, hey, this is what's going on with me, because my primary care doctor pushed me off. The emergency room doctors pushed me off. So we really need to get the word out there. But y'all, when I tell y'all, these people that I met yesterday, hey, Jimmy, these people that I met yesterday, they just really, really did something to me. When she made the comment that it was just a moment, it's just a moment in time, it just reminded me of the Whitney Houston song, One Moment in Time, when everything. I'm going to let the in, y'all, because I need to watch hours. So as long as they don't say any curse words or whatever. But let the trolls keep watching, because I need to watch hours. So I just really wanted to share with y'all that what you go through may help someone else. It may be something that can get somebody else through a difficult time in their life. Because as soon as October hit, I was like, oh my God, it's getting closer. It's getting closer to time. But thank you so much, though. Thank you for looking out for me. But it's getting closer to time. It's getting closer to this transplant. And the doctors have you sign so many papers saying that you understand that it's a procedure that can possibly have you in ICU. They have you sign other papers stating that you understand that this is a procedure that can possibly take your life. And you also have to do your power of attorney. You have to let them know if something was to happen to you, who would you like to speak up for you? Who would you like to take your body? You have to sign so much stuff that makes you go into that space in your head. But speaking to these people yesterday, it just really just boosted me up, and it made me feel like, you know what? The same way that they're in this room with me, talking to me and pulling me out of that dark place, It's the same way that one day I may be able to pull someone else out of that dark place. Because when you get diagnosed with something as serious as cancer, you have to be strong mentally. You have to be ready for um, you have to be ready for doctors just throwing anything at you, and you have to be able to speak up for yourself and say, no, I want a second opinion. You have to be prepared to say, you know what, I know I used to drink 7 and 8 Coca-Colas a day, but I need to bring that down. I couldn't cut it off completely at first, but I had to dwindle mine down because my addiction was so bad. um, You have to be prepared to make major changes in your life. You have to be prepared for some people in your life to not be able to handle the fact that you have cancer. It's almost like they're grieving, but the way they grieve is like they back up from you. So you have to be prepared for that. You have to be prepared for people to take things from you because they feel like you're weak. So they feel like you shouldn't say or do anything to stop them from doing something to you. um, it's just a lot you have to deal with when you get a diagnosis like that. And one of my major things is I have to now depend on other people to take care of me. I literally have to have caregivers, and I'm not used to that. I'm a get up and go type of girl, and I like to get up, do what needs to be done, get it out the way, feel pumped, feel amped. And for this to hit me, it really knocked me down on different levels. Like Wellness with Frugal Mama, she gets up and she get her workout on, and then she looking at the time like, okay, it's time for me to go, y'all. And I understand that. I am that person. I understand how that feels when you say, you know what, I set a goal. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it every day, no matter what. And to have the diagnosis of cancer, you have to deal with one day, all of a sudden, your whole world comes crashing down. You can no longer do some of the things that you used to do. I can't go out into public places anymore. So that has been taken from me. I can't drive myself long distances anymore. That has been taken from me. My independence is just gone. If I go into the kitchen to fix something, people feel like I cannot fix my own food, and that's very irritating because I tell people all the time, if God has given me the strength to do, let me do. If God has given me the strength to get up and wash my tail, let me do. That's something my grandmama would say, so I got that from her. But talking to these people in the waiting room yesterday, y'all just don't understand how your testimony can really, really help somebody. Your testimony can save somebody from negative thoughts. Your testimony can save somebody from making a decision that, they may regret later. Talking to these people and talking to their caregivers really made me feel like, hey, this is just a moment in time. I'm a tough cookie. I can get through this. I'm going to have a moment. They were very honest about it. You're going to have a moment. And you have to be mentally prepared for other people having to take care of you. You have to be mentally prepared to have your vulnerable moments where people are going to see you getting sick to the stomach. People are going to see you lose your appetite and lose a lot of weight, possibly. The guy who was there, he said his wife had lost a lot of weight, and that was really tough for him to see because it made him feel like she's getting weaker because she lost her appetite. So you just have to be prepared for whatever is in front of you. Me personally, I just feel like as long as I keep God first, then I shouldn't have to worry about anything else. And to me, that's the real meaning of faith. But I appreciate y'all for listening to me rambling this morning. I just really had to share that. Praying Couple Cooking series is in the building. Yeah, you know what? I got to say this first. The enemy really, really tried to block Praying Couple Cooking series yesterday. I was on my way back from the hospital, and my mom actually turned the radio down so that we can listen to Praying Couple Cooking Series. And when I tell y'all, the enemy just kept on trying to block their prayer. It was glitching, it was buffering, it was everything. But when I tell you that what God has for you is for you, I even got in the chat and was like, they gonna come back. They gonna come back. Even if they gotta like start another live, they gonna come back. But the enemy really tried to stop their prayers from going out yesterday, which means the enemy knows that there is something good on the horizon. The enemy knows when there's something good on the horizon, and that's when he attacks the most. And that's who he attacks the most. The ones that he knows that's going to really spread the word of the Most High and going to keep him first in their life. Those are the ones he attacks, the strong ones. And with that being said, gracias por ver. Thanks for watching. Adios. Bye.